Wakey, wakey. Good morning. This is Heidi with Expat-Tainment Philippines, a branch off of Philippine Antics. It's one of our multi-channels. I'm an American living here in the Philippines. So if you guys got any questions or want to know about things here or whatever's going on, YouTube questions, been in the game for a couple years. And so in the Angeles City area, Mabalacat. So I'm just going to do like the rest of the channels. We're trying to rack up some hours on here. So I'm just going to do my work here and go ahead Q&A or just watch, guys. By the way, look at my green sludge. This is malunggay, bananas, berries, carrots, and broccoli. So it's mostly a green shake for the most part. If I didn't mention bananas and coconut milk. So yeah. So I'm just going through answering questions. I might pull up some topics and start discussing them. For those that was watching the president inauguration, there's a bunch of controversy about Elon Musk and some of the movements he made, and I found it a little odd how they did all the like first dance situation, like the entire family got up there. But I don't remember if they did that every year or not. I'm really not into the presidential thing. To be real honest, I really didn't even get into politics. I'm usually pretty neutral, but now that I'm in social media and whatever's popular, whatever's going on in pop culture, or whatever's going on with expats here in the Philippines, we tend to talk about it. But this channel, the Expat-Tainment, is about more of the entertainment side. You'll probably get some of the expat help from this channel versus the other one. Like the other one, we do mostly live streams, and then you'll see us, like there's the Ricky character that George does, the walkabouts. And for those that don't know, I am married to a Filipino. So we've been together over 6 years, and it'll be our 5th anniversary here in a few months. So, yeah. So, somebody going on like yesterday in the live stream, George was doing the robot. So it was kind of funny. He was doing like a pop and lock situation. I'm going to move this over so I can try to put the camera maybe up here. So, and also with this channel, I'll probably talk more about the medical side of being here as an expat. So there'll be more going on in this channel, more dealing with some of the, like all of our personal stuff. Like we used to have the pets on here. We had it as a pet channel. I did it where last year I cut out and started going cut out all my sugar and started doing healthy eating. And I stopped, although I lost still and maintained 18 pounds during the past year. But now for the last 6 months, it's been straight steroids for 2 days. So, but any of those questions, medical, the best I can, Social Security, we just don't do that as much on the other channel. We do here and then. The other one's more of what's really going on with the expats on Philippine Antics. And some of you might be regulars, some of you might be Filipino, so hello. Be sure to do a thumbs up. I don't see so far anybody's done a thumbs up. I don't see any comments. So can you guys hear me? Just got to make sure of that. But all right, so onwards. Just going to do what the rest of them do. They actually walk around, peel things, and more of a... So stay with me. Probably leave this on for a little bit. We're going to order lunch. George is out with Scott today. They went on an outing. That's one of our longtime friends and watchers of Philippine Antics. And the channel's been going on for over 4 years right now. We've been 4 years in the Philippines, so technically it's been closer to about 5 in social media. So, but we'll be doing lunch. I guess I can't order. I don't know. George is doing the robot, but to the wrong kind of music. Is he okay? We was just playing around yesterday. He was doing it previous in the live stream. And you guys can reach out to us at Facebook too, Philippine Antics. I think one of the Facebook like groups now is for Expat-Tainment, but we haven't created a page, not till we grow our numbers like the other channel. But you could reach out at Philippine Antics for those that don't know. Anything else going on out there? Now we're going to get peepers. It's 9 in the morning, like everybody rolls off of TikTok and the younger people, and they go through the lives and they'll just keep scrolling through. This was not announced. It's not our bigger channel we're doing this on, so I'm just going to get a few people in here at a time. So, hey, Tony, you found us, huh, Tony? George is out with Scott. They went out to go to the same place that, what is that guy's name? Oh, anyways, God, I can't even think of the guy's name. Sonny, he does the food show or food something, and he went to all those places to get too sick, and there's like all these vendors. He took Scott out there to go hit the same spot. They were curious to go there again. George goes there all the time. I said, slow down on the street food, and what does he do? They all go out for street food today. So, oh well, here I am. I was showing it earlier. I'm drinking sludge and healthy, and if you try to give that to George, he'll spit it up. And like the video we just played today that I edited this morning was us the other day at the NBI, which they refused, by the way. They set up the appointment, refused it because they said everybody now has to go to Manila. And it was like, wait a minute, I wasn't even there probably 6 months ago, 7 months ago. And they didn't mention any up and coming changes. And I hadn't heard anybody else mention it. But now they're doing a full hand scan, which doesn't, mean a whole lot more. I just think it's just that they want to get the entire thing, because if you got issues going on, they usually just do the fingers everywhere else or at the stations or in the United States. So I don't get the full hand scan now. I think it's just new equipment, but they don't deny, they do the regular stuff for the locals, but I guess the foreigners, they're wanting the full handprint. So they refused me. It was very frustrating. And so I'm not going to Manila. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not, and I'm not paying to go there twice, because if we go, we'd have to do private, like a car and everything. But anyways, I'm jumping around here. I'm on the coffee. Nope, not ever going to do it. Phil W. says, long-time lurker, I've been quietly watching, waiting for the moment that you'll leak George's gaming channel. And exactly for that. There's no reason for us to do that. And it's not the only thing he's doing. He's been doing that channel for a while, for quite some time. So we're not going to. It's just that he's doing his own private business here online, and then he's doing the gaming channel. And now the priorities of Philippine Antics is for him to do a few lives a week versus like 3 of them. And then he's going to do walkabouts. We'll never, ever reveal that channel for multiple reasons. So, but it's been there. It's been there for quite some time. So, nope, people keep doing. As a matter of fact, there was somebody was you the one that sent us the email? We had 2 people this week that sent an email saying, hey, what's the name of that gaming channel? And we've clearly stated that it'll never be given out. But I appreciate your hustle. They're never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna, nor the name of his other business. So he has an online business, So, oh, I'm sure with enough doxing, you guys could figure out the other company and his channel, but we're not going to give it. You guys have had about as much information, and the bigger our numbers get, we're really not going to keep dredging things up because the stuff is just so far in the past. Let's see. Someone's asking about why would the guy even keep talking to the girl and not ask her about her kids. We were talking about that guy that got interviewed on Geo, and he had found out that like 12 people living in his house that he allowed when he kept moving around, 6 of the kids were hers, and one of them was like a 6-month-old baby, give or take. That was kind of insane. So that's insane. And then she tried to hold his stuff hostage and all that stuff for money. And then he sucked back up to her, moved back in for a short period, and then threw his stuff off of a balcony like area and took off. And then he found out she never filed the papers, which was quite interesting. Gotcha, Phil. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Hey. Hey, Sarah, did you miss my green goddess-like smoothie with everything in there? Tony, I got something for you. I'm glad you mentioned it. I got your song. You want to hear the song, guys? I bet that kitty was loose. We busted that out last night. As a matter of fact, George is supposed to go to a club, Tony, and we said you ought to pay like 500 pesos, 1,000 pesos, and have him run it through the club. We think it's funny. Hold on, Tony. I was thinking about you. But me and George sat here yesterday, and let's see. There were 2 versions, okay? But I think, let's see, minute 359. I think it was the first one, but let me play it. Hold on. I got to turn it down to make sure. I don't remember which was which because we have 2 of them. No, all right, so I think it is this one. It's going to be funny. Hold on. Okay, so I did find it. I think this is it, but there were 2 of them. Ready, Tony? This is our song. I bet that kitty was loose. You're right, Expat Frank. Something that you won't ever know about.
I bet that kitty was loose. I bet that kitty was loose. She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose. I bet that kitty was.
Why don't you go back to your channel, Frank? Huh? Go back to your pathetic channel.
I like to feel it in and then spit it out. I'm frustrated by your lack of trust, and I am frightened by the ways of this land. Why not let the whole family move in? If only I could meet and make her.
I bet that kitty was loose.
By the spiritual man, and what I wouldn't give to find a soulmate, someone else to catch this train. I bet that kitty was loose. She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose.
There's George's. There it is, guys. Yeah. George is like, don't forget to throw in the lyrics. We sit there writing it yesterday. He goes, make sure you say hot dog in a hallway. And then I added the word loose on the end. It was hilarious. And I thought, because there was a second version and it didn't turn out bad, but this is the other one is more of a club version. And we listened. So it's AI generated on most of it. Okay. But you have to still come up with the lyrics, tell what type of instruments, what type of singer you need and everything. And, still takes some talent to put it together, but it is AI generated. So we didn't let them create it. We didn't even give them the ideals. We actually wrote all the lyrics and came up with a specific type that we wanted. But the next one had EDMI in it, which made it more of a club bass. And so we weren't exactly happy with the second one, but it's more club based. See, more of a dance.
Do I wear you out? You must wonder why I'm relentless and all strung out. I'm consumed by the chill of solitary. I'm like that all week. I like to reel it in and then spit it out. I bet that kitty was loose.
I guess you can do both.
She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose. I bet that kitty was loose.
Say so. The other one was more of a, that's really when you're hopped up in the club and something that, geez, I'm trying to think last time I was even in a club that had that type of music really going on. But yeah, so it was hilarious. We had fun doing it yesterday. So yeah. So yeah, so just going through the comments, all the love and hate comments and everything, being he's out. So today, unexpectedly, he went out to go see Scott. Sarah, I don't know if you heard me, that George's with Scott. Scott's last day is today before he heads back to go with his fiance. So she didn't come with him. And so, so they went out to go eat a bunch of street food and probably record together and all of that. So he took some equipment and I'm just sitting here doing laundry, and I have like this routine that I do when I get up this morning. Now, it was really rough this morning. I don't know what it is. I feel like I have zero energy, like zero. Like I just didn't even want to get off the bed situation, like sitting there like, okay, I'm going to sit here and just focus for a few minutes, but more just other issues. So I stay home. I just, let him do his thing. Hey, Mike Jackson did beat Illinois' jeans. Yeah. No, we're trying to build up this channel. So it's going to take grinding, but most of our, like if I do any additional, like I did the other last week, the expat help video on like everybody that has a certain status here has to go register, which is the first 60 days of the year, annual registration. And then I just had that issue with the NBI, which, oh my God. And here's the thing, they don't answer their phones or nothing. So we will have to take a full trip over there, which the one over in San Fernando still take 40 minutes to get there in traffic. And so it's, I don't know, none of it's actually comfortable for me to take these trips out. So, and I don't look forward to it. So I got to go do that. And that's even to see if they even have the hand scanner. If they don't have the hand scanner, Philo in the Philippines said that, oh, they'll do it, but he didn't mention if they had the equipment. He just says that they won't turn you down. But I don't know when the last time Philo was at that location. He said it was actually on Clark. The main office one is in San Fernando here. And I don't know if they have the piece of equipment. If not, I will literally have to go. And there's no agency you can pay. He told me to pay an agency to get my NBI check. And I don't see how, because it requires the fingerprinting and all of that. And I don't think they don't have the equipment for that. So it's kind of messed up. But I'm getting ready to amend my 13A. So that means you're on a probationary and I have to file it in March. So give or take, it's a few hundred US to actually do it. If you file them through an agency, you usually pay about double. So if you're paying more than double for the fee, some people prefer it. But this one, you have to appear in an interview and everything. And then you have to put a letter out of cohabitation, which means you have to go to an attorney and get it notarized stating that, you know, you're living together, you've been married X amount of years when, you know, you got married kind of thing. So, hey, what is going on? Well, when you say Clark has the electronic, I mean, they had that at the other one. Are you talking about the one they're looking for? Is that an up-to-date, Mike? Because the guy explained to me it's a full hand scan machine and that everybody had to go. And the actual, whoever was the head of that office stepped out and said, you know, I mean, I didn't even say anything or get upset as I was approaching. Of course, he could see me coming, and they came out and they were like, oh, hi, because I've been there 3 times. I've had 3 NBI checks done here. And then he's like, no, you cannot here. He goes, you have to go all the way to Manila for that now. And he brought out whoever was the manager there. And I was like, dang. So yeah. Well, that's where, how long ago was that, Mike? Because I'm thinking Philo did his a while back too. I was just there 6 months ago. So 6 months ago, it was okay, but he says it's new, brand new special equipment. So no, I've had one too. I've had 3 full ones so far. And they did my fingerprints. And then when I went to do my 13A, which was just last year, which was sometime, June or July, they did like fingerprints and they did some extra stuff for me. So yeah, that's just it's a bummer for me because I have like limited energy. So, and anything after 12 o'clock, I'm like drained. That's what I was thinking. Oh, and here's the other thing. Philo came to our meet and greet, right? And we've only met him like one time. When we entered the mall, we seen a guy with a Filipina and in front of us. And I was like, oh, George was like, oh, there's another expat. And I said, another expat, another Filipina, couple. And I said, they look like an age gap couple or something. And then we found out when we got upstairs, George was like, is that you, that Philo? He goes, I was like, yeah, because we had not seen him in a while. He looks different than when just a few years ago. So no, so that's what I was thinking, Mike, is that we're going to have to, I tried to email them and see if a few of the offices would answer if they had the equipment. I'll attempt to call again, but you know how that goes. Like they've got the basic number, which you can dial on a regular phone that we got with our internet, which there's no call waiting, no nothing. So it just rings or it doesn't ring at all situation. Nobody, you just can't get through to nobody here. So guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribing. We're trying, we're grinding on this channel for real. So for those that, just joined, it was originally, I forgot. I think George was doing some reviews of like some products a few years ago. So the account should show that it's several years old, and then I changed it to where I was going to do like the healthy stuff or just be things with just me as a female expat. And I'm like, oh, well, we got the other channel. Let's just stick with that. And now with George working more and out and about and with the family, then it's just easier for me to work on both channels. Let's see if I can see. Probably shows it's older. How old is this account? How old? Does it even show? Yeah, it will. And there's that itching thing again. Clicked on the wrong one there, guys. It's already been a long day. Oh, there it is. I can't even see around my. Wow, I cannot even see. Customize there. More about. Sorry, there it is. Couldn't even get to the more about. Really? Then that must have been the reviews that Bings we turned it into this, because it shows there's 98 videos on this channel, but we started running the live streams also on this. No, this isn't. This was the one just based on the pets, and this is the one that was based on. So yeah, it shows May of 23. So yeah, because it's probably one of the music channels that shows it's older, because we switched the other one. One was the pet and one was the island reboot that I was doing about rebooting. But to be honest, I'm gonna about reboot about as much as I can, and it's not like I'm just gonna die. The reason I'm gonna cut out on sugar and salt is because really it affects me on a daily basis. I mean, I'm already overweight, and I get where people say, oh, well, you can improve your life and all that to some extent. Once you hit a certain age, whatever damage has been done, it's hard to really reverse that without some real miracles or something. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody. That's just based on me. And for me and my lupus and on steroids, and with me having an autoimmune issue, and for me having things like thyroid. I've been on thyroid medicine forever. I'm fighting an uphill battle. Now, should I be eating where I was eating fast food all the time and eating donuts along with George and eating sugary things? Probably not. But especially being as I probably got about a good 20 years left, 20 plus years, I'm going to be limited, but I don't want to be in pain when I do it. So the other channel is going to be based on, me eating healthier, which I'm doing. I'm just not going to do it on camera. So still going to eat those donuts though, but just I can't do it all the time. It hurts to eat them. It's different when you're really trying. If I was in my 30s, which I did, it's not without trying that I didn't do that. Like, I've lost substantial weight. I've probably lost several hundred pounds, probably in a lifetime, probably 1,000 pounds altogether. So I'd get through 70, 80 pounds. And I think the most weight I've dropped was 200 pounds at once. So it's not without trying. People think that bigger people don't try to lose weight. We do. And so it's just, and then you mess up your metabolism, but now it just hurts. If I eat anything salty, my legs blow up, my arms blow up, and I can barely move, and it's just horrible. And it's getting worse with the sugar, with the joints and stuff. And so trying to do better. Do better. But that's where it is. Guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Years ago, don't trust the Brian. What's going on, Brian Nichols? Discerning Dash, hello. I thought you had one channel. What is this channel about? If I didn't answer that, this one's been out for a little bit. It used to be the pet channel, but we used to drop oddball stuff on this channel. And so basically this channel, we've been doubling up on the live streams. We're trying to separate the channel like a lot of expats do. Most of the wives and husbands do have separate channels, and we're branching out. There are people that have 15, 20 channels. You guys be really surprised how many of these expats have a bunch of these channels. George already does a gaming channel. He's been doing it for a few years. We're never going to release that. Somebody was asking about that earlier. This channel mostly will probably turn into what the original channel was, more of the expat help side of it, and me as an expat. So there's so many couples out there that are doing the expat help. Here's my Filipino giving advice with me, and we can appreciate that and everything. Just our other channel, we do better with our lives on that. That's how we've been growing that channel, and that's what it's based on. So we cover other expat drama, we cover other expat topics, but for the most part, we're just covering everyday life, and it gives us a chance to cover whatever's going on. We cover Rafi Tufos. This one, We'll be probably double broadcasting our live streams, but you'll get the additional videos. Like today, I did the review on one of the healthy shops here, Wall Street Wraps. A little pricey, not super pricey, but has good food. He puts out good food, has 2 locations, one over by AU, the hospital, and then we went to the NBI. So probably more of our personal stuff, but the only thing that'll stay on the other channel is probably the Ricky character and the walkabouts, because a lot of people got used to the walkabouts. Maybe eventually when this channel gets up in numbers, we'll probably only do live streams. So the other one may totally become a podcast. So we're just making plans. Things change. Nothing was going to stay forever on that. It was either not 2 years ago, not this Christmas, but last Christmas, we talked about dissolving the channel. We seriously, between a few things going on, we were just like, and they were like, no, we're not going to be defeated. We're not going to let the basic life and other things going on, between his work, my medical issues, we weren't going to have that happen. And then we've done it for another year. Same time, he's working, and he's working the gaming channel. He's been spending more time with his uncle. He doesn't know how long he's got with his uncle, and he's like catching up with a lot of family. And so I can't and won't be the one to say, hey, you need to join me all the time. So it's either do one live stream a week situation and let it fizzle out. But I'm the one with the free time. So just be in between. He'll be back in between and all that. So yeah, so be more of the expat side and more communicating with any females or males that are wanting to come over and do the moving thing. Although I did see a woman today, and I'm gonna get to Elon Musk here in a minute. I did see, was just the other day, it was literally yesterday. There's this woman that I watched. She might pop up in your feed. It's weird how if I watch something, she'll pop up in your feed. An American woman that was a year and a half ago, she was in Copenhagen, living a basic life, went into retirement, and she's getting, I don't know like what type of amount she's getting for her Social Security. Basically, she's homeless. She's living out of her car, but it's been by choice. And it was sad because I keep seeing these females and males that are making that choice to, like, she wants to pay her bills off, and she is ashamed she ran up like credit card debt, which I did the same thing. I mean, we all have where the credit card debt gets run up and you can't afford things. And then it's like, oh, well, let me go ahead and just put it on a card. And then it's kind of like, you should be thinking about the interest. We all make these mistakes. And she did the same, but she would rather live in her minivan. She's got like a SUV van or something. She paid it off and then lived out of it. So the cheapest place she could find in her area was like $1,000 a month. And I'm like, oh man, snap. It's like, yeah, it's like, if that's cheap, and I'll have to find out where she lived. Let me see if I can find it. But it was kind of crazy that, like she said, that she'll stay in a hotel once or twice a month, but the woman's over 70, by herself, no kids. She has nobody, no cousins, no kids. There's nobody but her. And this happens often too. We discuss that about guys who come here to the Philippines that don't have absolutely any backup, but at least when they come here, they can afford it. It's cheap here, and a lot of them will just base their entire move here, not based on coming to see women, but they come here to actually have cheaper where it's inexpensive. And that was a big push for me. So it was either George to continue until he's 62 and get his Social Security, or so cost was a factor, and this woman's living out of her car. So yeah, just one day at a time. If you're talking about the channel or just personal life, health, that's all you can do. And so it seems like progressively the lupus is getting harsher. My daughter, I think, Mike, you might have known that, my daughter, George has daughters, and then I have a daughter and son, that she was diagnosed probably closer to about 2 years ago, maybe a little less. And now I'm starting to wonder, lupus usually isn't hereditary, but our family has some horrible autoimmune issues. And my mother had, it was similar to leukemia, and it was capillate chain dealing with, it was like attacked all of her organs. But the doctor had mentioned the autoimmune issue, and I'm wondering now if they even, you would think they would test for all of that, but this was in the 90s. My mom passed away exactly at 50 years old. She never made it to 2000. So she died at the end of the year in I believe it was November 99. So long line of big women, heart issues, circulatory, and all I know is to move, because George is like, oh, well, just rest in bed and just take the time. And I said, yeah, but that's also a problem and a killer. If you just lay there, because like 2 years ago, I would do editing, just like kicking back in bed or something. And I'm like, no, if you just lay there, that is bad business. So you got to keep moving is the issue. And that's the thing. You got to keep moving. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what is actually going on? Mm-hmm. Just going through stuff here. So probably just running this live stream. Yeah, we have the sound surreal, which is like it, like you play fireplace music, like music and fireplace sounds. It's a sound channel basically. And we do like where there's a blizzard, I think is the biggest, believe it or not, the blizzard sound is one that we've gotten a couple thousand views on. But them are just channels like the Sound Surreal and the Antics World Studio is where we put on the actual our music videos. That wasn't even meant to be, that's just something totally different. But the crazy part is, let me go to the home page here, is all the stuff that's going on with the all the things that Trump just signed. Insane. What do you guys feel about the child support thing? About they're saying that he's talking, or did they sign it? The thing about the child support. I don't know. That's kind of, it seems about right. But I also think about, isn't that only a small percentage of taking care of the child? I mean, when I say small, I mean, even if it's 50%, I don't know. It just seemed like it was some of the stuff that he signed recently was way out there. It's like, I'm not for Trump and not against him either, but some of the things, he dropped out of the WHO. What do you think of that, Mike, if you're still in the house? He actually dropped out of the WHO, and they're saying Germany's already asking him to reconsider. He signed that. So a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I mean, do we have to be a part of that? I mean, and then the action by Elon Musk, by him doing what appears to be an off salute that looks like 2 or 3 organizations of way in the past. Some of them still exist in, I can't even say both of them. Actually, I can. This channel's not monetized, but it appeared to be Adolf-like, and it appeared to be K-like. And they were like, well, man, we thought it would take a long time for him to get to that point, like, I don't know. It's got him all up in the streets. And then I'm like, he could have just been getting excited too. So who knows? Oh, snap. What is up with that? Looks like another review, guys. Somebody did a video here, and I'll save it so I could take a look. Brand new account, but he's covering a story already. And it could be what I cover next. According to this, the van driver was her husband, not her brother. And I think that's what was going on with Gio. I really think that guy that Gio had on with a baby that's only 6 months old, when he didn't know all the kids in the house were hers. There had to be a husband somewhere. More than likely there was a husband somewhere, and they don't mind that. They could even be sitting there watching you kiss on his wife, and they would just, hey, it's another buck. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, if I could get my immigration paid, I'd let somebody kiss all over George. So nope, it says that the van driver was her husband and the father of her kids. Oh yeah, it's scary part is it's not uncommon here. So why does it look like Wendy Williams? It is. Okay, so the background looked like somewhere in the Philippines, and it is her. That's crazy though on that stuff. It's just amazing, the stuff on the internet. Is Elon Musk an alien? It could be. Could be. Andrew Tate is going to run for UK something. Oh, Lord. There's so much overload of information. I don't even know how people decide, what to actually watch. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There used to be a bunch. We used to get tons of like expat channels that came up in our feed, and we just started rejecting them. But sometimes we'll go in to see what's going on. That's how we pick up on like our extra stories on the other channel. But we're subscribed to a few. So then because of that, it feeds a bunch more. Like that one just came up in the feed. Wow, Donald Trump announces $500 billion in an AI infrastructure investment. And then what about the purchasing of TikTok, guys, through, looks like Elon Musk is going to make a deal. And that could just be all chismus out there too, but they're saying with him now, with the position inside the government and everything, and now they're talking about somebody buying it, that still seems like a lot of money. I don't even know why it's worth that much money. Yeah. Who knows? What else was it that Trump signed? He signed all kinds of things in front of the world. He's like, let's see what's going on. Oh, and that was another thing they were discussing that was in the news, that Trump bought up a bunch of crypto or something right before he became president. And he had that, what was it, crypto ball or something, and Snoop actually appeared and a few other people appeared at it or something, and they're saying that was unprecedented, the amount that he bought right before. And I'm like, I don't know what that would have anything to do with it. So, but oh yeah. I don't know. I've got everything in this green shake today, guys. I made one yesterday, saved the other half because I always throw too much in the blender and George won't have nothing to do. I'm going to tell you right now. He takes a few drinks and he just leaves it there. But it had like carrots, broccoli, bananas, blueberries, and I put like some coconut milk in there and grinded it up. But then the other half today, I threw ice in it because the other half was in the fridge, partially fermented is what I call it. And I don't know if you guys heard me say coconut milk, and then I added malunggay in there. So besides vitamins, there's not a whole lot of like benefits to it. Wow, they got a Home on Wheels Alliance. So that's where the woman went, the one I was telling you about. She had her name is Beth, 70-year-old living out of her car. And it's very sad because she's probably, getting a check somewhere around what is it, 1,800, 2,000 a month possibly. And yeah, she chooses, instead of giving up half her money for rent, than to actually live out of a car. It's a new car, it's paid off, but like she said, there's cold weather. She could be, so many things that could happen to her. But I didn't know they had a whole situation on that. Everything going on. A bishop called out Trump to his face at church. Yeah, I heard a joke that late night show. He was saying that if it wasn't the almost 0-degree weather at the inaugural ball, that the whole thing would have went up in flames or something. Talking about like Trump and his hand on the Bible situation. It's just like so many of these jokes are going on. Tall, dark, and handsome, huh? Saved, watch later. That's another thing I was looking at. The girl was going over the whole lifespan of a mail order bride. I mean, she went like way back where they were traded for tobacco when they came over to the colonies, and like in different areas of the world when it was starting to happen. So much stuff. Yeah, there it is. There's somebody saying Elon Musk sabotages Trump and a gross stunt. They're saying it looks like Adolf situation going on. I just think he got excited, but it could be wrong. Hey, chosen one. Crypto. Yeah, they called it a crypto ball, and I guess a bunch of it was sold and bought and purchased. He offered some sort of coin himself. He actually had something called a crypto ball, and Snoop appeared. But Snoop was just calling people out. I don't know when the footage was, but the footage showed him calling people Uncle Toms and going through some other stuff, calling people out and stuff, who's going to appear at Trump's inauguration or something. But then he appeared at the crypto, ball, performing, and he gets paid. And like somebody said, the actions of Trump aren't going to affect them billionaires, and no means or another. The child support one, to me, I would have to stand on the side of, I don't like when the guys are rung through the ringer over child support, but there are some that just won't take care of their kids. So all the stuff like negative, George went through there. Thanks. Thank you, Mike. They go through this thing, like George did it twice with his daughters in the United States. He paid right up to, as a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons we waited around, because George had a child that turned exactly 18. We left probably about 4 months after that, and we were just in Mexico. So it's a I feel for him, because they really they even tried to nail him for a third child, and he had turned in like DNA test and everything. So he had paid on the other child for a while. They actually were taking payments even with the DNA test. And so they had stopped that. But I still don't think it's 50% they're paying for the kid. It's a percentage of your check or whatever. So if it costs X amount to raise the kid a month, being able to claim them as a full credit and all that, versus the mother that needs to do the full credit. I mean, I don't know. There's some good and bad to it. I don't know what you guys think. So we know Chosen One's got a dozen kids out there. So, yeah. Well, let's see what else is going on. There's something else talking about George being out and about. I'm gonna order from that company, but I can't do that while I'm on here. And it's still early. Like, I'm doing laundry. I do the hand laundry to some extent. I mean, I've got like a spinner, but I don't have an automated washer. Why? The automated washers would be about 400 US. And it's just something I'm not going to invest in right now. So we have one upstairs It's kind of the bigger one, but I have an individual one that costs like 40 US dollars, and you could put like 4 outfits in it. So I do it to wash like those jackets that I have and my what I call my little moo things here, which are like sleeveless. And so we just do a few things at a time. So we don't send the laundry out unless we're going to do like the big blankets, and even the big blanket fits in there. So we put both of them in there, so individually. So it's kind of nice, but then I have a spinner that spins it. So I still do some manual laundry, and I've done manual laundry before, but when you have time, I guess it's not so bad. What is up with the wildfires? Let's see. Hey, Chosen One, did you hear? Chosen One, did you hear our song this morning? We did. I Bet That Kitty Was Loose. I premiered it already. I let it out while George was gone. There is a song. You kind of missed. Did you get it? I bet that kitty was loose. And then George has got his part in about a hot dog in a hallway loose. Did you hear it? Yeah, hold on. I'll run it through again for you. If it's the right one, there's 2 versions. When you come in, take this to the club with you.
You must wonder why I'm relentless and all strung out. I'm consumed by the chill of solitary.
True.
I'm like that all week. I like to reel it in and then spit it out. I bet that kitty was loose. I bet that kitty was loose. She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose. I bet that kitty was loose.
Who's your daddy?
Are you my daddy?
Are you my daddy?
I like to reel it in and then spit it out.
There you go, Chosen One. Take that with you the next time you hit the street.
And I am frightened by the ways of this land. Why not let the whole family move in? If only I could meet the maker. And
that is true. That is true. Isn't that something? I've seen them corn shows.
Someone else to catch this drift. I bet that kitty was loose. I bet that kitty was loose. She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose. I bet that kitty was loose.
So George goes, that might actually catch on somewhere. I said, I bet that kitty was loose. So you heard it here. No, there's no secret to that. As a matter of fact, I mean, I'm not like innocent where I've never seen like, that late night corn stuff or like photos or like, I had a stepdad that had a bunch of like Playboys or other, them nasty girl magazines, right? And I would look and I was like, what the heck or something. So I was like, yes, I get it. It's like all worn out. Can't happen. Yeah, they always assume that they're in my size, that it's, but it's not true. George is the one that bought out the other half of the lube company. Oh, snap. Oh, boy. I bet that kitty was loose. Hot dog in a hallway loose. Because he said, make sure you put that hot dog in a hallway. And then I put loose on the end. So, no, that's fun software. It's AI generated by a voice. And there's several companies that, we work, that we have. And then we came up with like the exact sound, the voice, the type of instruments and all that. So some you can just ask them to create the song, which is the easiest way for some of them to do it. Is that? It is. I got the milkshake on my face. Oh my God. How long has that been on there? Probably for a while. Because it's greenish color and brown. It looked like I had a mustache. Oh, well. Here's something you guys didn't need to see. Let's check, see what's going on Facebook. I'll go finish up some laundry. Maybe I'll come back later and run some more time when I get lunch. Oh, no. Oh. Red ants, big piles of red ants. Here in the Philippines, I guess the nest is in the plants. The boys do. Yeah, of course they do. Them bad boys hurt, man. No freaking way. I hate ants. And that's one of my big complaints here was how bad the ants were. Now, it seems like they're under control in the house. But, yeah, they depends on the season. Oh, crap. They said that champagne sales are tanking because no one feels like celebrating anymore. I don't know about that. Nobody's popping bottles anymore. No bottle service. Yeah. What was that updated 2 days ago? Okay. Brother-in-law. Callista Flockhart. Taken in Los Angeles. Said only in the Philippines. Brothers and Sisters is an American family drama. Oh, it was an actual show that was out. Well, I mean, it's not unusual to have a Filipino. The show ran from 2006 to 2011. American family drama television show. Oh, snap. Female is unalived after being hit by a dump truck on her motorcycle. I wonder if that's the one that got, so. Well, yeah, of course, Netflix they announced 3 hours ago that Netflix, the price of subscription tiers in the US are going up again. No surprise. No surprise at all. That's kind of a good thing, as some of those are fairly low here. Like, we pay for the YouTube Premium. I want to say it's under like $4, but as I'm to understand, it's 4 times as much in the US, 3 times as much. And the same with Netflix, but they're supposed to start doing that tax. So several of the companies now will be taxed, which will be passed on to us. So I'd have to find out what we're paying. I want to say, I don't know, it might actually be at 400 pesos, 300 pesos. So it's $7 or $8 for Netflix. Oh. Make a reading habit. Here are some apartments. So that doesn't make any sense about rentals. Where'd you go? Puppy's out like a light, sleeping. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm at the hour. I thought I was going to stay on a little bit longer. I'm going to complete the rest of this laundry, maybe come back when I get something to eat, because George is out getting all kinds of street food, and no way. Yeah, I'm sure he'll bring back some stuff, but I think I'm going to order some wraps and some different things. So, but all right, guys, I'm going to head out. So see you guys later. Bye.